Hi, everybody. I'm Jim with Four Wheeling Arkansas, and we're at Polar Bear, Oklahoma, and I am here with Josh Reida. I met Josh with Chris and Amy a couple of months ago when we went to the hanging tree, and we rolled up on Josh and his son-in-law, and we ended up camping, hung out around the campfire, passed around some moonshine that you guys had.
We did, so we tried to
And
get rid of.
yeah, exactly. And just sat around the campfire and had a great time. Josh and your wife, I can't think. Larissa. I knew it was. You guys showed up here. We talked about this when we met the last time, when we showed up here, and you guys showed up and come rolling in today, and you've rode around with us today. And so, I guess I'll start with, what is your impression of your first polar bear camp?
Well, it's cold. It was cold last night. It got really nice today. Man, everyone's been super welcoming. It's been we've had a great time.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the entire group that's down here. We got to meet some great people. Of course, we met Lindsay and Krista when we was down at the hanging tree.
Yep, they were with us.
Along with you. I never met your wife, Kathy, until today.
Yeah. And Chris and Amy.
Chris and Amy were here.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
In the Nissan.
Yeah, that's my buddy Jason. He wasn't there that
he
was off. He was actually here in Oklahoma visiting his daughter, who lives 45 minutes from here. Yeah, in Kingfisher is where they're from. Yeah, normally he's with me pretty much wherever I go for the most part. And so we've been
Sam and his wife.
Margie.
Yeah, we really enjoyed hanging out with them.
Yeah, they're cool.
They live. That was our crew, wasn't it?
That was it. Sam and Margie are actually they live right down the street from us.
Oh,
and Sam actually went to Michigan with us. He actually bought his Rubicon 2 weeks before we left for Michigan for the Upper Peninsula.
That's a break-in,
and so it was. Yeah, we put about 2,500, 3,000 miles on him that week. So he bought it and got everything packed out and loaded up, and here we go. We took off, and so we hang out with them a little bit at our house and stuff like that. So
seem like good people.
Yep, they are super good folks.
Yeah, Polar Bear has been it's been cool. I mean, we've got an amazing campsite down here.
Oh, this amazing spot, isn't it?
You think, 45 minutes west of Oklahoma City.
Yeah, what is there?
The plains, there's not going to be anything, but this Red Rock Canyon is beautiful. The campsite itself is beautiful, and then the owner also has a little bit of a overlanding off-road park
that was amazing. That was unexpected.
Yeah, absolutely. That made the whole trip.
That was very unexpected, but it was fun because letting all the girls, the wives and the girls and all that, the nice thing about it wasn't crazy technical, but it was fun. It wasn't enough to really get you in trouble, but it was enough to get a lot of the girls uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable, but not in trouble.
Yes, and so that was a blast watching them, and Amy, climbing up on that rock there at the end. You just tell she was so nervous. And Lindsay hadn't had her truck in anything like that.
She was going to take it up to the first step on that first boulder, and she ended up going all the way to the top.
Yep,
that was cool.
Yep, that was super cool. I was very, very happy we went up there. And who knows, we may be back and do this again. I mean, because you're up around Wichita in that area up there. And
Flint
Hills. Where is it?
In the Flint Hills.
Flint Hills,
Kansas.
Yep. And you're going to be at the next two. We're going to be in Arkansas next month, and then we'll be in Kansas at Big Brutus. So, that's going to be awesome. And this Polar Bear, this is my first year doing that. Chris and Amy, they've been kind of part of it ever since the beginning. I guess
this is the third year.
This is the third year. Third year.
So this is my first opportunity, and it's been amazing.
And that's actually why I'm here, Chris and Amy. I didn't go last year. We had some other things going on, and I had heard about it, but there's so many events going on in Arkansas and Missouri and, in our area that you can't do everything as much as you'd like to, and then still get out.
There's still life.
There is.
Gotta do life.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but tell me a little bit. I want to know a little bit about Kansas, because we had talked about when we met that Chris and Amy and all of us may be coming up there, and you got some stuff up in your neck of the woods. And I've trucked in Kansas for years. I mean, I used to be in Wichita every week out at Hutch and McPherson and all that. And so I spent a lot of time out there in a semi, but not really. Thanks, Jason.
Speaking of Jason and the Nissan, here he comes.
You can't,
Might as well say hi since you're here.
He's already
Alrighty.
But anyway.
Yeah. So said you spent plenty of time in Wichita Hutch, all that area.
Yep.
That's
on the
our life.
highways, 96 and 400 and all that.
Yep.
But what kind of stuff is up there? I mean, obviously you have a super cool. He's got a 2020 Platinum F-150. This thing is sweet, and it's got a little door damage after today. Your spotter wasn't the best today.
It wasn't a matter of spotter. It was a matter of long wheelbase trying to turn around a corner, and
yeah.
Luckily the tree kicked me out.
Yeah,
and we got around it. So
yeah. But he's got I'll tell you what. That's probably the one thing that when we first seen this and the way that you have this thing set up. I mean, this is a sweet setup. It really is. I love this truck. I'm a Ford guy by heart anyway, you know. Yeah, we like them.
The
yeah, I have one thing in my yard out of all of our cars, and it's a Jeep, and you know, so everything else.
My son-in-law's father actually works at one of the major dealerships in Wichita.
That kind of helps.
Yeah. So we're a Ford family through and through.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My daughter married into.
It's very good. You raised her right, obviously. Yeah, absolutely. You know, my dad was a big Ford guy. He loved Fords too. That's where I got hung up. He had an '84. He bought He bought them every 4 years because he'd buy a new one, and then 2 years later, my mom would buy a new car. So every 4 years, they were trading. Each of them got a new car. And he went, I think he had a 70, he had a 76, and then he had a 78. And then in 80, my mom had one, it was like the Comet. It was like the Comet GT, had a little 302, and my sister rolled it, so she ended up getting a new one. He skipped. He bought he had an 84 short wheelbase regular cab, 4-wheel drive. It was brown on brown. It had that it had that 606 and a 5-speed in it. Man, that thing was just I would love that body style, that 84. Yep. Love that. Because I remember when they went to the 87s and all that square headlight, I was like, oh, that's just the ugliest thing ever. But yeah, we love them. We're big time Ford guys. But no, absolutely love your setup. So what's up there as far as overlanding? Because with your setup and getting out and just camping and stuff like that up there in your area, because you've invited us to come up there and do some trips.
Have you up there.
We'll be doing that this spring.
A great time.
No, that'd be awesome.
There's a lot of issues with Kansas. Number one, we don't have any BLM land. We don't have any national parks.
Mm-hmm.
So dispersed camping is at a minimum.
Uh-huh.
You are able to camp at our state fishing lakes.
Okay.
Free dispersed.
Yeah.
And we have what we call the Flint Hills Adventure Trail.
Okay.
Or the FAT Trail.
Right.
FHAT Trail.
Right.
And it runs all the way from Oklahoma all the way to Nebraska.
Okay.
All along the Flint Hills. And there's all kinds of historic stops along the way.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
As you can imagine, Kansas is pretty flat.
Yeah.
But when you get in those Flint Hills.
Yeah.
So, you know, driving on the highways, they cut those through the flat areas because it's the easiest way to get from A to B.
Exactly.
But when you get just a little bit off and you know, just living 30 minutes west of the Flint Hills,
mm-hmm.
I didn't realize until I was a young adult just how beautiful it is.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we'd always go to Colorado to see beautiful, or we'd go to Arizona or southern Utah, and that is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But, in the Flint Hills of Kansas is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah. Some of the rolling hills and there's a lot of wash. There's a lot of rain and washes that make a lot of washes and things like that.
And it's wide open, so they run cattle out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it's still a lot of open range, isn't it?
A lot of these are open roads that the cattle just wander, and the farmers, use them as access fields to get back there and check cattle and stuff.
That's awesome.
They're nice enough to allow us to drive through some of the private properties and stuff so that we can get from one end of the state to the other.
Yep.
There's not a lot of technical type stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of dirt road riding, as you can imagine. A lot of washboard.
Sure.
You know, and you kind of want to air down and kind of take it slow.
Sure.
But the wildlife is amazing. I mean, we love going through the Flint Hills, and if you slow down, there's always an owl sitting on a fence post or something if you take the time to see it.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of white-tailed deer.
Yeah.
We get bald eagles this time of year.
Yeah.
Lots of red-tailed hawks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in the Flint Hills, we got a lot of wild horses.
Oh, no, that would be cool.
Wild horses.
Wow.
And it's hard to sneak up on them.
But
if you don't slow down moving down the road, you can see a lot of really cool stuff.
Yep.
Got historic landmarks, Teeter Rock, and
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened out there during the Dust Bowl and during the when we were expanding west.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
There's
a lot of Indian stuff
trails.
there.
There's still ruts from the covered wagons.
Yeah,
as they went up the Oregon Trail. So
right.
You can still see all that stuff in the Flint
Yeah,
Hills.
that's crazy.
And it is. It's just beautiful, and it's untouched. There's no reason for anyone to be out there. It's
right.
A lot of it's on unfarmable ground.
Yep.
We have a lot of farmland in Kansas, but when you get to the Flint Hills, it's just kind of
just kind of there. No, I'm actually excited about that. I am. That's definitely something we need to do this spring. And
so we'll have to also pay attention because we do a lot of range burning. For the native grasses and stuff. So in the spring, we burn the entire Flint Hills every year. So so there's a time and a place that you just
there's no point in going.
But man, when it comes back and it's lush and green and beautiful, there's just nothing like it.
No, I'm excited about that.
That's our home. You know, we love traveling, we love seeing everything else, but we can always just reset right where we are.
Yeah.
And, you know, much like you guys do, you get a little more technical trails and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we do get some washout areas, and we get some stuff where you're going to have to run 4 low to get through.
Yeah.
But those are, you know,
far in between.
Few and far between. For the most part, you're moving from one old, you know, rock fence lined limestone road on up to some old house that's, you know, or barn that's fallen over from the 1800s and stuff. And
see, but that stuff's cool. There's a lot of history there. You don't think about it. If you stop and think about it, you know, during when we were expanding west, though, you know, a lot of people, they just got tired and they said, okay, I'm not going any further. And they said, this is where I'm going to live, you know, and they're just there, and they built a life there. And I will tell you, it was a tough life in that part of the country.
A lot of those families, you know, from Europe come over here, and you know, we've got a lot of German heritage, a lot of, you know, Czechoslovakian and then Swedish and Scandinavian heritage in that area. And they come over and homesteaded.
Yeah.
You set up shop, and the government said, okay, this land's yours. Just run cattle, use it, you know, make us some money. And and a lot of those big plots of land are still wide open. They're still wide open.
I'm sure a lot of them still in the same families that you know that have been passed down. You know, so it's just, you know, it's easy to drive through. We do that in trucks, and it's like, Oklahoma, Nebraska, it's the most boring drive in the world. And down the interstates, it is. There's nothing to see.
I-70 is terrible.
God.
From Manhattan to Lyman, Colorado.
Yeah, exactly.
It's terrible.
It is.
But you know, the Smoky Hills, if you get off the highway, you see the Smoky Hills just west of Salina.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
And we just have, you know, record class deer and stuff there. And you just, if you get off and you take
just
that
get a little ways off the interstate.
Right in the evening.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. No, I am. I'm super excited about that. I know Chris and Amy are. We've talked a little more about it since then. You know, we get together
the whole weekend. I want to make sure that everyone's still interested.
No, everybody's interested. We've talked about it when we've talked. We're excited about that.
So my son-in-law Grant that we met, or that you met when we was down on the Big Piney, at the Hanging Tree. He's been going with me, and we've been doing a lot of kind of reconnaissance missions on the south part to make sure that we can hit the best parts of the trail and actually see some things. There's some waterfalls. We
love that stuff.
There are things in Kansas.
We love that
for
stuff.
As flat as it is to think that there's waterfalls in Kansas, they're there.
Well, it doesn't take much of a fall to make a waterfall, really.
True.
You know, it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
I mean, we have like 200. We have over 200 of them in the Ozark National Forest. Some of them are 2 foot tall. But when you're camped next to them, you know, and that water rustling and all that stuff is just.
It's the best night's sleep you'll ever have.
Probably the night that we stayed there at the Hanging Tree with you, because I got up the next morning early. I listened to that water. I parked right down there by them rapids, and I got up the next morning and I did an opening shot, and that was probably the most commented thing that I had. It's like, oh my God, that was amazing. The sound of the river, you know, running by. And Brantley, he'll want to come out there too. My grandson, he had a blast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he thought that was just the coolest.
We'll bring our little RC rock crawlers and stuff.
Oh yeah, he'll love that. Oh, he likes anything RC.
That's one thing that Grant and I was talking about. It's the one trip that we didn't bring our little RC rock crawlers, because we always, once you set up camp.
Oh yeah, to sit around his
somewhere. It's a good excuse to go for a walk.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, that was so. What do you do? Because I know you said that you're a machinist.
Yeah, I'm a machinist. I'm a tool maker at Textron Aviation.
Okay, so
Cessna,
aviation stuff. So it's all
Cessna
aluminum
Aircraft
and
Company.
yeah.
Yep.
So I used to deliver out there. Used to deliver years ago out there over there by Cessna. We used to take pallet lumber, the decking for the top of the pallets, and I think a lot of them they were making a lot of that for a lot. They were right there by Cessna, though. It was right down the street from it. Yep. Anyway, so I spent a lot of time in that area. I was there every week for I don't know 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
But over there, and it's all there over there on the west side, the kind of the southwest side.
So the southwest side, that's the main facility where they assemble a lot of the aircraft.
Yeah.
Textron merged, and Cessna and Beechcraft are now under the Textron umbrella.
Yeah.
So Beechcraft on the east side of Wichita, right off of 54 Highway or Kellogg, is that's also part of our company now.
Okay.
And then our manufacturing facility is off of Pawnee and Woodlawn on the south side of Wichita.
Okay.
That's where we make all the little parts and everything, and then we ship them out to the other 2 facilities, and they assemble all the Beechcrafts and Cessnas and everything.
I actually have an uncle. My mother has a cousin that actually works for one of the plane companies over in Wichita. I've only met him once or twice. Yeah, but sure. I don't know where he's at. I've only met him once, and it's been 30 years ago. I don't really even remember him, but he still lives there as far as I know and works for them. And anyway, super cool place. But anyway, back to your truck.
Yeah.
Because I am fascinated when we started talking about, like you were talking about your shower, we were talking about your shower and how you made a bracket. Well, I seen it. I seen it today when you was talking about, and it made sense to me. I didn't think about it, but your truck's rounded side like that. So you made them brackets. I seen where it would flip over and then stand up. I just absolutely love the way that you have this. And you did there's a lot of this stuff on here you've kind of made yourself, isn't it, to make it all work?
So a lot of it I bought is, I kind of buy some ideas. So
I
tend to go for some of the cheaper Chinese stuff and then Americanize it. Let's make it to fit what I want.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't have a very big investment financially that I'm manipulating.
But you still got really good stuff by the time it's done.
I definitely go for quality, but
but you kind of make it better too, don't you? After you get it,
I don't do anything without touching it. It has to be. Everything's kind of custom.
And everything fits. I mean, it works with what you have going on. And I'm gonna probably, hopefully in the morning, I'm gonna get here because I'd like to do kind of a quick walk around just to show them your rig because I absolutely love this thing. I loved it from the first time we seen it. I mean, I love probably the biggest thing is how you're covered. You have the roof rack, or you have the rack on it with your tent and all the stuff on top, but then you also are covered, so all that stuff's staying, not getting wet, not getting dusty and all that. I love that idea. Jason actually, he's wanting something like that for his.
Yeah, I know Chris was, after he saw my tonneau, he was wanting a retractable tonneau.
Yes,
that wasn't the first variation of how this was built.
Oh, so I'm sure.
I had a Diamondback.
Yeah. I've seen them, the hard ones.
You can drive an ATV up and stuff. I had that on there, and it was fine and dandy because I got slides for our kitchen and our fridge and all that stuff. But if you ever had something in the way back, you had to crawl under that dang thing.
Yeah, that would suck.
There was not a way to do it. So we made the adjustment and put a retractable tonneau and a rack. I've got a cab rack on it. I've got Starlink in the recovery box up there and everything, and then rooftop tent, and we got a 270 awning, and
everything's here.
And our goal behind building this was to stay mobile.
Yeah.
Because we love exploring, we love seeing stuff.
Right.
So as soon as the sun comes up, we're on the road.
Yeah.
We need to pack up quick and let's get going.
Yep.
And in the evening, when we're done, as soon as it gets dark, there's no reason for us to keep going because we're missing out if we're not seeing it.
Exactly.
So a lot of times it's just
wherever
over on the side of the road, or find a national forest BLM land or whatever, and
just stop and set up. Lighting, you have everything you need right here. Love it. I do. I just love everything about it. And what I like about it, everything fits. You have the short rack. So you're pretty much, I don't know if you're exactly level.
Cab height.
You're
flat
everything's
across the top. Yep.
Yeah. And so you're not losing any fuel mileage from all that. You're not catching it. Like mine, I'm like a parachute up there with my tent.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. This truck is not exactly
well, no, I understand that, but you didn't hurt a lot of that either.
We tried our best to maintain the drivability and usability of the truck because ultimately that's what we do. We travel. We don't
Exactly.
We don't set up camp
and I'm like you. I would rather I do base camp, but I don't base camp a whole lot. Normally I'm kind of like you. We run our trails, we do whatever, and we like hanging out at camp, and doing whatever depending on who we're with.
Yeah.
But we got to think. I was thinking about it. Okay, if we're not gonna 90% of the time, most of the time it's just me and Jason or me and one or two other people, and it seems like we wheel all day, and wherever we end up, that's where we stop and camp. So I wanted everything to be quick and easy set up. I want to be able to eat within 30 minutes or whatever.
Absolutely.
Everything's self-contained, and the biggest thing is I don't want to work my butt off. I don't want to spend an hour trying to set up camp. If I roll in at this time of night, I want to be in bed in 5 minutes, and I can do that.
We can do that also.
And it's not ideal for base camping. I have people that we go with that like to base camp, and that's great. Mine works for that too. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, but it only takes me 5 minutes to get ready. So it's not, and that the worst part is you have to tear down every day before you go, if you want to go wheeling during the day. But 90% of the time, we're actually overlanding, and we're from spot to spot. That's what I like. And so we're that's kind of what I'm set up for, but it works for the base camping too. So
the cool part about overlanding, and you always ask yourself, what is the definition of overlanding? Am I an overlander?
Yeah.
And the answer is it's anybody that's exploring and enjoying the outdoors.
Exactly.
An overlander doesn't have to fit a particular box. You don't have to have a specific rig.
Yeah.
You just need to enjoy being out and exploring and everything else, and then be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's what we've tried to accomplish.
Can you go where you want to go and do the things you want to do and be as comfortable as you can be? I mean, obviously this weekend, I mean, there's nothing overland about what I'm doing, right. I mean, but it got me here. I'm still around the people I wanted to be around.
Did you do the things you wanted to do?
I absolutely did. I absolutely did.
Right there in the car.
And if Kathy hadn't come with me, that's what we do for Kathy to come.
Yep.
Because for 30 years I've spoiled her, and I said, I'm not sleeping in a tent. If we're going somewhere, we're going to have a camper, or we're going to have this or that.
Sure.
And you know what? 30 years later, she says, and I can't even complain because she tried. She went out a half dozen times tent camping. She won't sleep in the rooftop tent because she's afraid. She gets up a couple times a night to use the bathroom. She's like, I'm not climbing down a ladder at 2:00 in the morning to go to the bathroom.
Same thing,
I get it. And so what I did, I want her to come. She enjoys, like today, she had a blast today. So you know what? We bring the camper when we do this.
Well,
so it's the best of both worlds.
I do have to say that I'm very thankful that my wife
loves doing it the way you like to,
because we try to do the things that we do together. We both work hard. We both work a lot.
Yeah.
And when we get that time together, that we can both enjoy it.
Yeah.
She just had shoulder surgery last Monday.
I know, and she's here today.
And she's here today. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. And even after I took out the rocker panel on the front passenger side door, she jumped out and she goes, "Are you mad?" And I said, "What am I mad for? We had fun, didn't we?" And she goes, "Yeah, no big deal."
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I didn't have to get an earful going down the road.
Yeah,
or tearing stuff up or anything. Yeah. We just both looked at each other and went, "Man, this is awesome."
It's just what happens.
Great people.
Yeah.
We got to see a really cool bridge thanks to Lindsay's idea. I gotta go find this bridge.
Yeah.
We found it.
Yep. No, it was awesome.
Caused everyone a few pinstripes and stuff.
Yeah, that's part of it.
But
that was awesome.
How awesome was the day? So no, I definitely got to say, my wife Larissa, she's absolutely makes this possible.
Yeah.
Because even if she can't go,
she doesn't mind.
She just tells me,
have fun.
Go have fun.
Yeah.
We'll have a girls' night. We'll do our thing here. Just go do it. So and almost every weekend we're doing something somewhere.
Yeah, and that's what us. We stay busy. We do all kinds of stuff together. Like I said, I did this to her. I can't blame anybody, because when we started, if I'd started 30 years ago and said this is what we're going to do, she'd be right here with it. She'd be used to it, and it'd just be old hat to her.
Yep.
I was the one who did that. I didn't want to stay. Look, I grew up in a camp trailer. My dad fell timber out west in the Sierra Nevadas, and and he lived in a camper 5 days a week. So that was my camping. That's what camping was. We didn't stay in a tent. We might throw a tent out in front of the camper, up there in the woods, but we didn't do anything like this. So we did a lot of this. We did a lot of logging roads and stuff like that where he worked. We explored a lot doing that stuff. But he was always pulled a camper with him, so that was camping to me.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but her dad when we got married, he had a little 12-foot pop-up tent, trailer deal, and I mean he camps, and I never was interested in that until 3 or 4 years ago.
I'll tell you what got us into overlanding or even moving down that road.
Yeah,
is we always had a boat and we always had a camper.
Yeah.
And they were both bumper pull. We didn't have fifth wheels, so we couldn't hook the boat on the camper.
Right. Yeah.
We couldn't go out to the lake.
Yeah.
So we made the decision every morning: are we going to the lake or are we going
camping?
Yeah. And we got out to the lake with the camper and we went, man, it's beautiful. I wish we had the boat.
Yeah.
Or we left the camper and we took the boat out and we stayed out there till dark and went, man, if we had the camper, we could stay right here. Now we got to drive all the way home.
Yeah.
And I thought, how can we prepare ourselves?
I'll tell you
we can pull the boat and have the camper.
Yeah.
And this was the first.
This is perfect.
This was logical, so we could hook the camper.
See, we did it just differently. We had a 30-foot fifth wheel, but I wouldn't pull. We have and even now we have a 22-foot tri-tune pontoon. Yeah. And so what we do is we park the pontoon is in a dry storage about a quarter of a mile from the boat launch. So we pull the camper up, we set it up, and then I go over to the boat launch, or in the morning we get up, we leave camp, we go over there and we hook up the boat and we launch it, and then we play on the lake, and then we bring it back and we put it in the dry storage and we go back to the camper.
Well, showing your best side over there? Well, Sam come over here and made his presence known. We were just talking about you.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that was our answer. But now I think honestly,
good, but again, we're explorers.
No,
so
and we don't want to go the same
lake. Isn't going to work for
us.
So when we're going to the other side of the state, we had the exact same.
Yep, exactly. And that's kind of where we're at. We were just talking about it. I think we're going to sell our boat this spring because we used it twice last summer.
We're doing the same. We had the same
a $25,000 boat sitting there, and it's like we're not even using it. So we're just going to get rid of it, and that's what's nice about this motorhome deal. That's why we bought the motorhome, because you just got back from Moab, but we're wanting to go out there. And she's like, if we get out there and tear that thing up, we still got to get home. So it's like, okay, well, so we traded the fifth wheel in for this motorhome, and we can flat tow it out there. That's how we got it here. And then if I tear it up bad enough it won't free roll, I'll just rent a U-Haul trailer and bring it home. But I still got a way to get home. So
have you ever been to Moab?
I have not. We were supposed to go last year. Kathy and her cousin and her husband, we were all going to go out there. And 3 days before we left, we were supposed to leave on Friday, and on Tuesday or Wednesday, I broke a radiator in my semi in Mississippi, and that was like a $7,000 repair to fix the radiator. I had to get towed in off the side of the road and all that, and so I got it fixed. The next day. They fixed it that overnight, or the next day it was done. And so I got loaded and I was headed home, and I called her and I said, I have the money set aside to go, but if we go out there and then come back and something else happens to this truck, I ain't gonna have the money to fix it. We're gonna have to borrow the money to fix it or whatever. It's just not gonna be. It wasn't a responsible thing to do.
It wasn't the right time to make that trip.
It wasn't. So I just said, maybe we just need to skip it. Well, her cousin and husband, they went on out there. They had a new diesel Gladiator, and they went on out there, and and of course they called me every day. Oh, they'd send me pictures of these views. Yeah. You should be here, and I'm glad they had a great time. And we're actually talking about doing that trip, going out there with them again, actually taking the motorhome and towing it out there again. Great. So yeah, it's in the works. Probably 27. We may do that. Either we're going to Yellowstone or we're going there. We don't know which.
But I think either would be awesome. So we just did Moab, but we still haven't been to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Moab is absolutely amazing. It is not what we thought it was going to be. It was better, and it was also a little bit disappointing because of our lack of knowledge of the area.
Yeah.
But we thought it was all going to be Hell's Revenge and
there's a lot of stuff.
Spider and Cliffhanger and all that stuff.
Yeah, but there's a lot of cool stuff.
And even those big obstacles have
bypasses. A lot of them. I've heard a lot of them.
So you can do all those trails, and we didn't know that. So we got out there and we missed out on a lot of those big trails. So do your homework, talk to a lot of people, and stop in town and talk to people because
they'll tell you.
That can really help.
So we have my tire guy back there, Stone Tire in Searcy. He goes out there. I run the Hercules TT1s. We were talking about that earlier, and he he is one of the only dealers that I know of that carries them in Searcy where I live. And so they actually took him out there and to kind of show them on all. He got to do that all day. And he said it's just amazing, some of that stuff out there. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's something we're going to have to do. We were actually supposed to go to the Colorado Flat Tops in August. And the second I heard the Lee fire up there, it was about 40 miles from where we were going to camp at Adams Lake. It was like the second largest wildfire in Colorado history. And then there was a smaller fire between it and us. And you got to looking at the smoke report, and there was just smoke everywhere. The whole western United States was on fire. So we thought, being 10,000 feet when we live at 600 feet,
right,
and all the smoke and high elevation too, we thought, maybe we dodge. That's why we ended up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it was wonderful. Oh, it was amazing. Loved it. It was a great trip. We absolutely loved it. But that's kind of something that we try to take those big trips. Here this year we're probably not going to do one. We have Kathy and I. We have and actually a bunch of us are going to Alaskan cruise. We're doing Alaskan cruise in August.
We talked about it. I think we're going to wait until we're a little bit older.
Yeah.
Because
that's a big one for us.
We've been told, when you're 80 years old, you can still do an Alaskan cruise.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a hard time hitting some of them scuba diving destinations.
No, and that's true too.
We make sure that we do the things that we're able to do right now.
That's us
and kind of put off some of the other ones.
Yeah.
But Alaska,
that's a big one.
That cruise, that's way at the top
that's
of our
a big
list.
one. Yeah.
It's going to have to happen. Just we're trying to put it off a little bit.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I don't blame anybody for that. We've been cruising for 5 or 6 years, and so that's something we do. That's something she loves. She loves it because there's nothing. There's no cooking. There's no cleaning. There's no nothing.
Absolutely.
To her, that is a vacation.
Yep.
Because I don't have to do nothing but get up, and if I don't want to do that, I don't have to do that either.
Have to do that. And if you decide that you shouldn't have done that earlier in the day, you can go back down to the room and start over.
Exactly.
Yep,
so that's one that she really loves, and this is one that I've always wanted to do too. So I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. We have 6 or 8 people that are going with us, and it should be a good time, and so we're excited about that.
Yep, we're not one trick ponies either.
No, we try to do it all. Yeah.
We want to experience everything. We want to do it with all of our friends and family.
Yeah, exactly.
So, this isn't all that we do.
No, yeah.
Everyone makes fun of me at work and says, "Oh, you're going to go out and pretend to be homeless this weekend." And yep, we sure are. I love being homeless.
That's the most fun you can have being homeless, though.
It is to me. It is
to me. I think what's fascinating to me about it is you meet so many different people from so many different walks of life that you would never meet if you weren't doing this. I mean, you come out here, this deal. I mean, there are people from people you'd never meet, never, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And everybody, what I've learned is everybody has a story, and most of the time they're really interesting stories.
Absolutely.
That's what I love about this, is the people is what makes it.
People are great.
And most people, if you get somebody out here that's willing to do this in 40-degree weather or whatever it is, maybe even colder than that right now, if you're going to sit out here and do this in 40 degrees, you're probably around the same type of people that, for the most part.
If you're ever stuck in the mud at 2 a.m.,
yeah, I'd want to be right.
Any one of these people out here, and they're going to be there for you.
Yeah, they would. Yep, absolutely, 100%. Exactly. So, but anyway, I think we're going to wrap this up now. I really appreciate you sitting down and doing this. And I've enjoyed it. No, I really do. It's been a blast today, and I am so glad that you guys came down and excited about next month, and that you're going to be at the next 2, and we'll be over in Arkansas, back in our little stomping ground. So we'll take you. Yeah, we're going to take you on some cool stuff and show you some cool things, and then.
And then I want to bring you back to my state.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think you've probably done Brutus, haven't you?
I have not. I've never been. I've been by Big Brutus 100 times in the semi.
On 400.
Yep, but I have never.
I did 7 miles south of 400.
I know it is. I know it is, but I have never actually been to it, so I'm excited about that too.
Be a good time. Yeah, absolutely.
And so, but anyway, Josh, appreciate it.
Jeff,
thank you
very much.
And you guys are leaving early in the morning, and we're going to hang out a little bit later, but we will see you next month.
I wish we could join you guys for a little while, but we got
places to go. No, I understand
completely. So we'll get out of here 100%. Before the sun comes up, but I'm glad that we had the opportunity to all hang out again.
I really appreciate it. Thanks you guys for joining us, and we will see you on the next one.